Hello, friends, prayer partners, financial partners. Thank you so much for all you do, for the way you've been praying for me. Below, you're going to see pictures of my time in Cambodia. I just wanted to give you some details on what happened there. So in Cambodia, we were there for about a week. It was called the Malachi Gathering, and the whole idea was to get the senior leadership, or what we call the elders of YWAM, together, people who have been in the mission for 40 and 50 and sometimes even 60 years, to share with the emerging leadership, young leaders across the globe with YWAM, anywhere from the late 20s to the early 40s, people who are carrying responsibilities and really symbolize the future of the mission, the next 50, 60 years. So I feel like this week, what it was a coming together of these two different generations, praying, seeking the Lord together, building friendship, sharing stories. Really, it was the fathers and mothers imparting to the younger people, and the younger generation really submitting themselves to the leadership of the older people. There was such a sweet spirit of humility, and I feel that these meetings symbolized three different things. One, corporately, for YWAM, I believe it kind of realigned everything within YWAM. Just everyone was able to see what's happening globally in the kingdom of God and through YWAM, and it was really exciting to be able to meet people from Europe and Asia and Africa and the Americas and the South Pacific and Australia, all over the world, people who are serving God, pioneering ministries, praying, hearing the word of the Lord, and just obeying and taking risk. It was a great way for us to come together and to seek God together. For YWAM Kansas City, what it meant was, I think it's going to result in some culture shifts. It's always good as a young base. We're 6 years old, so sometimes we're like a 6'5", 6-year-old. We do some things very well, and that really is credit to our senior leadership who has been in ministry for 35 or 40 years. And there are some things we don't do well yet because we're like a 6-year-old. And we are growing in those areas. One of those things being our culture in terms of our community, and that was one area that God really impressed upon us. For those of us from Kansas City that were there, the Lord really impressed upon culture, the culture of discipleship that we carry, just improving and tweaking some things. Even though we've done so well, we felt very affirmed by God. We know that there's areas we can shift. And finally, personally for me, it signified a chapter change. I actually did my very first outreach with YWAM in Cambodia 10 years ago. And me being there this summer, I just felt God speaking to me that this was symbolic for a chapter change in my life. Actually, in 3 weeks, we graduate our School of Biblical Studies, and my staff, Carolina, will be leading that next year, which means I will have new roles that are still being prayed through and decided upon, something to do with our sister campuses and all over the world and serving them and continuing to send our outreach teams to the nations and blessing people that need to hear about Jesus. But that's a very, very, very quick snippet. You're going to see pictures down below that kind of give you a visual. But thank you so much for those who prayed. I really covet your prayers. I look forward to hearing from you guys. Thank you for those who gave. It encouraged my heart, and it really was productive in a lot of ways that we were to pray together. We're changing a lot of corporate pieces in our campus because of these meetings, and it also allowed for a time for us to get greatly connected and networked with YWAM globally, making 50, 60, 70 new connections that we can do ministry with in the future. So this message is long enough. Hope you guys are having a great evening. I will talk to you guys later.